And Joshua here. Alright, we're back to a new Simpsons review, and you probably didn't see the last one. Go and check it out. And this episode starts with Bart and Milhouse at the arcade playing this game, which they end up failing, and they lost all their they used all up their money. So security comes and pretty much tells them to get out. And this old guy saying that they gotta live life to the fullest, and wondering if they have some money. So Homer, of course, having some quality time and telling Marge to pick up some steak, for which he drops a peanut, which he gets $20, and wondering what to do, which he loses it. It flies out to Milhouse and Bart, which they get just a squishy, but just syrup, which everybody is all shocked and saying that it's never been done before. And Bart's like, make it happen. And the machine is making it and thinks it's gonna blow, but it's not. And they start sucking on it, and they start pretty much going crazy. Yeah. And they start doing lots of activities. And even these cats dressed in women, and Bart spits a ball at one of the women that are dressed as cats and eating these chocolate and bubble gum, and Homer's are eating it and getting tattoos. Barney's gotten some too, and he pretty much wakes up wondering what happened because he does not remember, and Lisa shows him what happened. He's in pretty much a scout uniform. Yeah. He's in a scout uniform, and Barney end up on a ship, which Bart is like, he did not mean for this to happen, pretty much. He did not mean for this to happen, and it's all a misunderstanding. And Marge is saying that this is a good idea, pretty much. And Milhouse, obviously having a word carved into his head, and of course Principal Skinner's not happy, and Nelson comes, and of course making Bart trying to get his uniform back, and them threatening to, which is like, oh no, my uniform. And of course they're in class, and of course having to be excused. So Bart goes in, which Ned Flanders is actually part of their scout meeting, one of the troops, which saying that to washing old people, which they get him back to being conscious and scraping peanut butter on a pine cone and being able to use knives, pretty much, which Bart is not able to use it until he reads this book of 10 do and don't do's of knives, and pretty much he's just seeing everybody with knives, and this doctor pretty much using his knife and throwing an organ that pretty much explodes, and yeah, he pretty much says, thank the pocket knife. And of course Bart, wherever he goes, all he's seeing is people with knives, and he's reading, and he's looking of the don'ts, and of course Homer making fun of him. And then back in class, it's talking about catching things, which Homer comes in with pie, but he gets caught. Santa's little helper eats it. He starts knitting his badge, and of course Homer comes home, sees a pie, gets trapped in a hole. Itchy and Scratchy comes on, which, yeah, very painful, and gets struck by lightning. And Lisa's like, it's just a cartoon. And obviously we just see another Homer walking through the window, and Homer's just sitting. And then of course they get the class say that it's bring your father, son and father trap, which Bart is really not wanting to take Homer. And one of the kids' dad is in prison, which again he's all sad. So he gets home, and Homer obviously still making fun of Bart and saying that if he says he would love to go, then he would be flattered to, and tells his brain to shut up or poke him with a toothpick. So they go out and they mess up pretty much. Say what they didn't want to say. Everybody's all getting ready, and Homer's like, please not Flanders, please don't go with Flanders, and he goes with Flanders. So they pretty much go out of control after they lose the map. And yeah, of course, Homer uses this fake and of course, yeah, it's a Krusty Burger fun map, and they pretty much go off soars, and pretty much telling them not to roll because they'll go back to land in no time, which, yeah, they don't end up. Homer's just having this hallucination, and again, they're all trapped, and talking about the water and Homer drinking the sea water and getting him to stop, which there's a bird. Ned says that whenever there's birds, there's always close to land, which it dies. And Homer starts blaming Ned and starts eating the food, which, yeah, they tell him to stop. And he's saying that he's sure that all the other campers are having fun, which, yeah, they're surely having the time of their life. And Marge is calling about Bart and Homer lost, and the chief is saying that obviously they're still looking, pretty much, and he's telling this dog to king him. They're not even searching. And of course, Selma and Patty do mention that pretty much it's that time of season where the rescuers go and look, and pretty much they go and call for help. Homer messes up, basically makes it explode. The guy gets rescued. Then dolphins come, which they always help, he says. And the dolphins pretty much say, y'all are all gonna die. And Homer pretty much telling Flanders to snap out of himself by slapping him. Chief of police telling them if there's any sign, and he's like, nope, he's not going until they go to the store, which, yeah, they're not even going anywhere. And yeah, they pretty much are using their last bit of food as bait for a fish, which pretty much gets away. They try to wait, but yeah, it ends up not working. So Homer tells Bart if they don't make it, he wants to give him something, which, yeah, Homer gave Bart a knife, pretty much. And he said that he stole it from one of the counselors, which they get attacked by a bear. They accidentally drop it, it keeps bouncing. Then the sun comes, it beams up and makes a lake. Which they then start to smell Krusty Burgers. And they just start paddling. And yeah, there's a Krusty Burger, which Krusty is just all upset and stuff. And of course, telling them to shut it down because nobody's coming. But Homer and them come, and they're like, they need 7,000 Krusty Burgers. And Bart's saying that he's lucky to have a dad like Homer, and he says, shut up, Bart, because he's eating. And they start eating. And the other campers, of course, at this camp place, and they start singing. And the stain comes out in the woods, and they start screaming, and it ends. Pretty much getting attacked by something. But yeah, another good episode. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you like, subscribe to the channel, which one of the kids turned on so much anything new, and let me know what you all think, and catch you on the next one.